one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it, because you can.
Good morning, guys. The editorial this morning is late. I apologize, but I had some technical difficulties. So I got some new earbuds, so I could just have the earbuds in, and specifically at work when I listen to music. And I tried it, and the microphone literally sounded like I was sitting in a soup can. I'm not kidding. It literally sounded like I had a soup can over my mouth, and it was echoing. And so I went back to the NFL headset here. 51, blue. All right. From CNN, let's go to Phoenix, Arizona. Newly released body cam footage shows two Phoenix, Arizona police officers shouting orders to a black man as he's lying face down on the ground, with one officer repeatedly punching him and another officer tasing him. Tyrone McAlpin, who's 34, is deaf and no longer accused of an alleged crime that prompted officers to physically confront him in a parking lot the morning of August 19th of this year. The Maricopa County Attorney's Office decided to drop an initial charge of theft against him, the office told CNN Tuesday. By the way, the theft was when they were looking for a white man. But McAlpin still faces 2 counts of aggravated assault, 1 count of resisting arrest, after Phoenix police said he took a fighting stance when first approached by an officer. Listen to this. The local police union said the officers came under immediate attack, a notion disputed by others who watched the footage. Police were trying to question McAlpin after a man said he was punched by someone who tried to steal his bike, according to an incident report.
Hey, buddy, stop where you're at.
Just seconds after making contact.
Have a seat.
Phoenix police officers scuffling with, then forcing Tyrone McAlpin to the ground.
Tase him.
McAlpin, who is deaf and has cerebral palsy, appearing confused.
Get your hands behind your back.
As officers shout commands in this body cam footage from August 19th, provided by his attorney. Officers repeatedly punching McAlpin's head, then tasering him 4 separate times. The officers, Benjamin Harris and Kyle Sue, were responding to a call of an altercation at the Circle K convenience store, according to police reports provided by McAlpin's attorney. The caller reportedly indicated the aggressor was a white male who refused to leave the store, and when officers questioned that man on scene, they say he accused McAlpin of trying to steal his bike and punching him.
Now, surveillance footage from a nearby business shows the police car driving up to McAlpin. Within seconds, an officer gets out of the car and lunges toward McAlpin. Seconds. Body camera footage shows the officer was the first to outstretch his arms toward McAlpin, not the other way around, while McAlpin's arms remain by his side. There you go. Almost instantly, McAlpin raises his arms up. Yeah, he's like, whoa. Less than a second after that, both the officer and McAlpin are tangled in a brawl. And of course, the second officer comes up. Now, this guy has cerebral palsy as well. So he's on the ground with his hand under him, and they're going, put your hands behind your back, put your hands behind your back. And then they start punching him. And when he lifts his head, they tase him. You know, Phoenix PD, man. Now, shortly afterward, a woman arrives at the scene identifying herself as McAlpin's wife, the body cam footage shows. She said, that's my husband. He was on the phone with me, said the woman, later identified in a police incident report as Jessica Ulasik. And I like when the cop says, how was he on the phone if he's deaf? He was doing hand signals. They were probably on FaceTime. I do FaceTime with my wife sometimes.
He leaps out of the car, and when you watch his body camera, you see his hands going forward, outstretched, grabbing Tyrone. All he had to do was step out of the vehicle and give Tyrone a chance to respond to him.
It's not clear that the officers knew McAlpin was deaf when he was first approached. His wife arriving moments after the confrontation, trying to explain her husband's situation.
What kind of disabilities do you have?
He's deaf and he's got cerebral palsy.
Saying she was FaceTiming with McAlpin before police moved in, using sign language to communicate.
How is he deaf if you've been on the phone?
Because I know sign language, that's why.
Officers at one point even threatening to detain her.
Ma'am, over there on the sidewalk, or you're going to go to jail.
McAlpin's been charged with 3 felonies, 2 counts of aggravated assault on the arresting officers, and 1 count of resisting arrest.
Now, the police incident report indicated he was taken by ambulance to a hospital for precautionary measures. The 2 officers have not been placed on administrative leave, pending an internal investigation, and are actively working with the Phoenix Police Department. There's still cops out there doing their thing. Still out there, have not been placed on leave. Quote, this incident is the subject of an ongoing internal investigation and was assigned to the Professional Standards Bureau on August 30th. The Phoenix police said in a statement, it took less than 2 seconds for the first officer to get out of his police pickup truck and put his hands on McAlpin. The officer later acknowledged he already decided to detain McAlpin before getting out of his truck. You decided to throw him on the ground and everything, right? Because he wasn't obeying you. But he was deaf.
You're saying that's the guy that assaulted right there.
In response, officers rushed to detain McAlpin. But his lawyer tells NBC News both policemen failed to use due diligence.
At no point do you believe that proper police protocol was followed here?
That's correct. The reason for the contact with Tyrone McAlpin is supposed to be just to investigate what happened at the Circle K. What Officer Harris does instead is he doesn't activate his lights. He leaps out of the car, and when you watch his body camera, you see his hands going forward, outstretched, grabbing Tyrone. All he had to do was step out of the vehicle and give Tyrone a chance to respond to him.
But surveillance video shows McAlpin was looking down at his phone while walking across the parking lot. Again, he's deaf. He's got cerebral palsy. He appears to look up only when he notices the pickup driving right in front of him, and he turns to walk around the truck. Yeah, he's like, whoa, dude. And then less than 2 seconds after, McAlpin turns to his right. The officer rushes him, grabs his shoulders, knocks an article of clothing off his shoulder that was draped over. They tussle. They go to the ground. The officers beat his ass. But they're like, he was fighting with us. He was taking a fighting stance, and he was getting ready to throw down. And then surveillance video shows he's looking at his phone, and his hands are by his side. You see what I'm saying, guys? This is why we record the police. Because they're liars. Cop couldn't tell the truth standing on a Bible. And also, isn't the Phoenix Police Department being investigated? For what? Corruption and abuse. Now, the Phoenix Law Enforcement Association, that's the union, defended the officers, and urged the public to not jump to conclusions. Don't jump to conclusions now about this police department that's being investigated for abuse and corruption. What? And I'm not even going to read their stupid statement here. You can read it if you click the link in the description box. You can read this whole thing. But I'm not reading their stupid statement here from this union. Not even going to waste my breath. But the union did say McAlpin resisted arrest after immediately becoming combative with our officers who wanted to question him. How do you question him? You jump out of the truck, grab him, and throw him on the ground? That's how you question him? Instead of going, hey, dude. That's all they had to do. Hey. Cops can't do that. You click your heels and say, ja, mein Führer. Or you get beat the hell up. But again, they're going to repeat here, don't judge the police department by this video. But we can see what happened in the video. And there's more video, if you look on YouTube and Google Phoenix Police Department deaf man, I can't show the videos though. I showed you this one from NBC, but all the other videos that I saw were from ABC. And I can't show you that because every single time I show an ABC video, the ABC News, what's it called, hits me with a copyright and I have to take it down. Every time. Now, here it says, quote, Tyrone McAlpin's story shows that change is necessary, that the DOJ's findings were true, his attorney said. Critics of the officer's behavior have prompted calls to drop the charges against McAlpin. You hear what his attorney said, though? This shows that the DOJ, the Department of Justice's findings against the Phoenix PD were correct. That they do commit abuse on citizens. What? I mean, it's right here on video. Quote, it's just another stark reminder of where we are, they say. The public outcry has prompted Maricopa County's top prosecutor to personally review the case. Some in our community have voiced their concerns regarding the charges against Tyrone McAlpin. I have great faith in the attorneys who work at the Maricopa County AO and those who have reviewed this case so far, says Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell. She said, I also respect those who have raised concerns. Because of the attention on this case, I will personally review the entire file as well as the totality of the video. I may reach a different conclusion or I may not, but I believe this case merits additional scrutiny, she says. So again, you can click the link if you want to read the whole story. It's really long. I tried to give you the meat of it. The bottom line here is the Phoenix Police Department is being investigated by the Department of Justice for what? Abuse and corruption. And now we get them saying, well, the guy was combative and surveillance video and onlookers say, no, he was just walking along and had his hands down. The cop jumped on him and started beating his ass. Of course he's going to get combative. You walk up and grab me, I'm going to be like, whoa, whoa, hey. Yeah. That's what happens. And but you hear where they say something about the attention to this case? Until people in Phoenix start making enough noise, they're just going to continue doing it, guys. They're being investigated by the Department of Justice, and their cops are still out there doing it and lying about it. I believe in my heart that if Derek Chauvin, when Derek Chauvin did his thing that resulted in the death of George Floyd, if they had not burned the police department, that station down, and if the country had not burned, if it was just an incident over the weekend, I believe Derek Chauvin may have gotten away with that. And it's truly, I believe, he wouldn't be in prison today. But he is, because they burned the police station down in Minneapolis and the country burned. The whole nation burned. So Derek Chauvin was convicted. My point is, until you people in Phoenix, Arizona make enough noise, they're just going to continue doing it. I'm not saying go burn the police station. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying go burn the city. I'm just saying you're not making enough noise. Get out and protest. Start blocking the streets in front of the police station. Start surrounding the police station, chanting, no justice, no peace, no corrupt police. Till you make enough noise, they don't care.